so your primary target audience are Black couples. And so what do you find to be the difference, or is there even a difference when you're talking with Black couples or any other race or nationality?
There are some differences in terms of like sometimes like when we go to therapy, like when Black people go to therapy, we may not like readily think, oh, let me see the psychologist, but we may like go to our pastors like for spiritual support first. And so what I found to be helpful in just like starting my practice is connecting with like other churches and doing like workshops at churches. And so as a result, like people were able to kind of connect with me through my seminars and retreats and then come in for therapy.
Well, and I like that because oftentimes I know we've talked with ministers or pastors, and they say there is a point where you have to go beyond that, and you do have to get more licensed or certified people that have gone through the education of working with people from that standpoint when you start talking about dealing with the emotions and all of that. So tell me, what's the biggest couples that you find, or the biggest challenges that you find couples face when it just comes to having peace in their home?
The number one thing is that, like, a lot of times couples struggle with communication. And so sometimes there's this feeling of, like, I want you to understand things from my perspective. And so what I do as a psychologist is really slow down the communication to make sure that, like, both parties are really, like, hearing and receiving what the other person is saying.
I like that. I know we've had mediators on before as well.
Oh, really?
And they talk about individuals and whatever kind of couple it might be, just partners, whomever it is, communicating, that's one of the things that's not so significant, but that's what people want you to just understand, and it really isn't necessarily about them truly understanding where you're coming from, but in just hearing you.
Yeah, that's a really big piece. Is a lot of times for the couples that I work with, they just want to feel heard and really seen by their mate.
Wow. So tell me, what do you consider when we say, I asked the question, peace in your home, but what really is peace in between a couple?
So when I like to think about peace at home, I think about like going home and looking forward to going home. Okay. Not like driving into the parking lot and thinking, oh my gosh, like what is she gonna be telling me today, or what is he gonna be fussing about today? But really like looking forward to seeing your mate.
Well, so what are some of the techniques that couples should put into place to get to that point of peace?
Well, you know, one of the things that I see is that couples a lot of times wait like 5 to 7 years before they even get support. And so that's one of the things that I would recommend is like when you're starting to feel yourself like feel disconnected, get some support, because you don't have to deal with like relationship issues like by yourself. It's the same like if you have a heart problem, you're going to see a cardiologist. That's the same with a psychologist. Hello, I am Dr. Laura Lewis with Atlanta Couple Therapy. I just exposed my business on Biz Links TV network. Learn more about how to build relationships that last a lifetime coming up on my episode, That's My Biz, on bizlinks.tv.